Alrighty. I have to give him a way in here. Come on, you. Seems acting really slow on. But YouTube's like overclogged. Copy. In here yet?
Hey, we were trying to catch you guys before you left it. We were still had the hangout running.
Oh, did you?
We weren't live, but no, it's fine. Get you some live time. But me and Dee were still sitting over there talking and watching his stream.
All right, pop out the chat. Did he just jump in? Did I just see him jump in?
Dee, he should be.
Yeah. I should be in here.
Yep, you're in here. Pop out chat.
Dee should be on his way.
So you guys never shut the stream down?
No, we shut the stream down, just not the hangout. When I say goodbye to everybody and say, and that's just saying goodbye to everybody that's online. That's on YouTube.
On the video.
Oh, that everybody on YouTube.
Yeah, because YouTube kicks you off. You can stay in the hangout, but YouTube kicks you off after 8 hours.
Yeah.
Well, if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have fired up a stream.
Yeah, we just said, right. Yeah, no, that's fine. Get some lunch done. You got all of us, so.
Anyway, so I'm going to go to screen share. I'm going to bring up.
All right, give me just a second to get all my windows in order. I got a mess here.
I wonder if does D come to your live stream? Is he subscribed to you?
He should be.
I don't know if he wasn't. Is D subscribed to you, Tom?
Who?
D.
I have no idea.
Neither do I.
Okay. What do? Sharing.
Hey, Mike.
Yo.
Share application window. Fusion 360. Share.
And look for some skates for Candy at Walmart. My mom insists she wants to buy her a pair of skates.
That's a waste of money.
She wants rollerblades. No, she asked for rollerblades.
She wants rollerblades.
But not skates.
No, she asked for rollerblades. Right. Go online, see if you can find any of the stores around here.
They have what?
I don't know what I'm
rollerblades or roller skates?
Rollerblades. But is there some that you can do inside and outside? Is there some that you want to do inside and some that you want to do?
Hang on, guys. I'll be right back.
All right, you ready, Ed?
Adam,
hang on a second.
Wants to go.
I'm going to lock it on my screen once you're ready.
Okay, I'm trying to get the link to D. He didn't have a link, so I'm going to try to send it to him.
I just posted it in the chat, so.
Yeah, it doesn't let me copy the entire link.
Well, you can just search for it, and unless he wants to be in the hangout.
Yeah, I think that's what he's wanting.
I got it to him.
Did you get it?
I sent him the link to the video on Discord.
Okay.
So now he should be able to get in here. All right. Now I gotta go to Walmart, look for rollerblades. Oh, she left. Oh. What size?
Yeah, watch out because there's a lot of.
How big do you need that inner ring?
Okay. I think I got everything caught up.
At least I think I got it to him.
If you can find some at Walmart,
Yes.
you can pick up at the store maybe.
There. I know he's got it now. Okay. So, my microphone is 180.
So I've got this inner dimension correct.
Well, the inner dimension that you've got is 180.
Yeah.
It needs to be 178.
Are you going to do a knockout?
I don't know what you're calling
In
a
other words, you
knockout.
want 180, but then there's going to be a shelf down to 176. Or is
Yeah, there's going to be a 2-millimeter lip around both the front and the back edge.
Okay, that's easy. But the 180 should be all right. No, that'll be too much. Wait a minute.
Right.
So that needs to be 176. 176.
178.
178. Boom, done. What else?
And then there needs to be a
You want
11-millimeter wide, 2-millimeter deep groove on that center ring.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the groove. I had that at the end.
Oh, okay.
Is this wide enough? 10 millimeters.
Yes. And
Is
5
it
on the
wide
outer ring. That's good.
Is this wide enough at 5? So you just want a line right from here to here?
Yeah, but closer to the lettering. Hang on just a second.
All right, these two parallels. Parallel. Boom, done. Wouldn't do a parallel. Oh, they already are. How far apart you want them?
Hang on just a second.
Everything else is 5, so I'm just going to do an easy 5.
Yeah, I want the sides to be the same as the top.
Okay, 5 it is. Same thing over here. Draw a line.
And then get the spacing away from the letters symmetric or the same, whatever.
I just placed the letters or whatever. If you look, I think one's bold and some aren't. And the text is the hardest thing for Fusion to deal with. It has a hard time with text. Okay, so if I extrude that now, it should be all right. This is the other thing I don't like about it, because the move tool kind of gets in the way of the actual moving.
Yeah. That second A has to be touching the bottom ring for it to be.
It actually is.
Okay, so it's not free floating.
See, but now it's got a freaking lock on it somewhere. Whoops. What'd I do? Hit the wrong thing. Is it still showing you guys my window, or is it black? Where'd my window go?
It's black.
Where'd the window go? What the hell happened? There it is. Back again. I'm trying to do too many different things at once. Yeah, it's in contact. Just barely, but it's in contact. I wonder if I can rotate it a little to get that. God damn it, I keep doing the wrong freaking key combinations because I hate it when everything does different key combinations. Move is a simple M. I don't want to move that one. I want to move this one. Cancel. Too many windows open. That one. M. Rotate a little bit. I don't even think it'll let me because it's already locked down. See, they're all locked together.
Yeah.
which I can break. See these little things right here?
Yeah.
These little icons, those are the locking combination thingies. I don't know what they call them, constraints, I guess. Now I should be able to move that. So it keeps selecting the P for some reason. I want to select the A. Move. Now I should be able to rotate this, and it doesn't want to rotate. Why does it not want to rotate? Why are those still too locked? Those should not be locked anymore. I unlocked them. Command Z. Oh, easier way. Cancel. Delete. Put a new one in. Yeah, text is the weak spot that I found with Fusion, and I think there's a way to do it. I just don't know how. Yeah, I'm going to lock it to the circle. Hey, yeah, I made it 40. Done. Should be able to arc it now. I'm still fresh. Move it over. A little more arc so that A tip is in the arc down there. Stop sketch. That's not attached, is it? Edit sketch. It should be attached. Oh, I know why. I have to edit this because it's still remembering the other one. Oh, I know why. I have to edit this. It's still remembering the other one. Now it's attached. Okay, then I don't want to extrude it. My poor little computer is dogging trying to do all this stuff at once. My poor little computer is dogging trying to do all this stuff at once. Whole thing. All right, I gotta edit that out. Remembering the old stuff. I can almost do this faster by scratch. I gotta bring my mic over here so you can actually hear me, huh?
Yeah.
Bring my mic over here so you can actually hear me, huh? Okay, that's basically what you're looking for, right?
Can you see me?
That what you're looking for?
Yes.
That's it, right? Now you want right here, you want a lip. Correct?
Yes. All right. Let me see if I can get this right.
How much of an extrusion, how thick do you need this thing height-wise?
I need it to be a groove through the center of it.
Oh, hang on, before I get into that. How much of an extrusion here? How deep does this need to be?
15 millimeters.
15, yeah, because I had it at 10. 15. Turn.
Okay.
And it's going to take my little computer a while because I'm hosting this and doing that. Okay, now, you want a lip where? Right here?
Down on the bottom.
You want it on the bottom or the top or in the middle?
Hang on a second. Let me... Okay, let me close. Nope. Let me shrink. All right, can you see me?
Sort of, but not enough.
I got a picture of the microphone up.
Yeah, but I can't really. I got no dimensions off of it.
No, but you can see what I'm going for, the look.
Yeah, you want to clamp onto that existing outer ring, right? So you're doing that top what almost looks like a hot dog in the little screen.
Right, but I want mine square, and I don't want it to say on air. So
yeah, you want to say PaPaw. Okay, how deep does this groove need to be?
2 millimeters.
2. That's the depth into the cut.
Correct. And it needs to be in the center and 11 inches or 11 millimeters wide.
So that's only going to give you 11 millimeters out of 15, leaves you 2 on either side, correct?
Correct.
Offset, -2. -2 with a -11. Boom, done. That's what you're looking for.
That's what I'm looking for.
There it is. All done.
Son of a bitch.
And that took me longer just because, if I knew the dimensions beforehand, I could have done it even faster.
Yeah.
I still think you need little kitty cat paws right here.
No.
Come on.
No.
You need this.
PaPaws is not about animal paws. It's about grandkids.
Yeah, but it's still a pappy paw.
Yeah.
Paw. Pappy paw. You want anything rounded off, squared off?
No, just like it is, looks good.
It looks kind of boring with no chamfers or anything on it, man. Different font. I mean, that's just the first font that came up.
Well, the font. You can't change the font now, can you?
I can do anything I want.
My standard font is stencil.
Stencil. I don't think I have that in this.
It's a pretty common.
Arial. Stencil. Sticks. ST song, no stencil.
Okay, then just leave it like it is.
Stencil's the one with the little knockouts, like a regular old-fashioned paper stencil like we used to use in high school, right?
Yes.
I think there is one of those. They just don't call it stencil. They call it something else. Now I got to remember what the hell it is. I think it's actually in here, too. And actually, it might be stencil. It's just something stencil. You know what I mean? So it's not the word.
Right.
You know what? Can I? No, I can't do it in Fusion. Yeah, that's the good thing about Fusion. I can edit anything, just like I edited the inner ring. And as long as you dimension and you lock everything down with constraints, when you edit one thing, everything else automatically moves to counteract for it. Everything will automatically retouch, and because I did this outer circle. If you look, it's got blue lines on it. I don't know if you can you see my mouse?
Yep.
This blue line means it's not locked, but it is locked because I actually locked it to the letter P right here. I have it so it's touching the corner here. See all these equal signs?
Yeah.
It means they're all equal to each other.
Hey, Tom.
Parallel.
They got AG stencil.
AG stencil?
Yep. Unconform round.
I don't have that. It's not loaded in my computer.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying there's a few of them that just to give you some names to check to see what that has in stencil in front of it. I'm looking.
Oh, I got you. So you're on a PC though, right?
No, this is for Mac.
Oh, all right. I know there's a stencil in here. I'm just trying to think of what the hell it was named.
Yeah, there's another one called Boston Traffic.
Oh, that might be it. Boston Traffic. Is it here? Nope. I gutted a lot of my fonts out of here not too long ago, too.
Yeah.
It's not copper plate.
And they got Top Secret too. Top Secret and Urban Sketch.
Yeah, what'd you do? Load a whole bunch of extra fonts?
No, I'm just looking up for the standard Mac font, stencil fonts.
Oh, you know what? You got Photoshop or something, huh?
Well, I'm just looking up just to see the names of the standard Mac fonts for stencils.
Yeah, but I mean, you actually have Photoshop or an Adobe product loaded, right?
Yeah.
Adobe,
Yep.
yeah, you got all the Adobe loads a whole bunch of extra fonts.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Which are standard Mac fonts.
Yep.
They're loaded with their app. You get free with the app. I don't have any Adobe anymore because the minute they went to freaking Mortgageware, I was done with them.
Yeah. Yep.
But I know I have one. Well, for now, we'll just leave it at this. He can always print another one.
Yeah. But I've got what version is this? CS3.
Wow, that's old.
Yeah.
I had CS4. It was the last one
Not
I
as
had.
old as mine. Mine is just Photoshop 6.
Oh, God, that is old.
Yeah.
If you guys are on Macs, see this right here? I know you probably can't see it because I'm just sharing that, but there's a program called Affinity Designer and Affinity Photo.
Yeah.
And they're Mac. They used to be Mac only. They're actually doing the PC side now, but they are very comparable to Photoshop, and they're like $29.95 each.
Yeah, and what do you call it?
And they're freaking awesome.
Oh wow.
GIMP and Inkscape is.
Oh, I can't stand GIMP and Inkscape. Both of them, the way they run off the Unix system, just bogs my computer down to no end. Anyways, I am saving this. Save. Next. Save STL. PaPaw, it's going to overwrite it. Yep, replace.
So for this kind of thing, it's mostly squared off stuff. It works good. Does it work just as good on artistic stuff like Ricky's Jeeps and stuff?
Yeah.
The Jeep I wouldn't call artistic. Yes. Anything,
well, but I mean,
your basic mechanicals, it's way better than just about anything, without getting into like. And honestly, it's kind of funny because my brother runs a big. He's the vice president of a big. They build the circuit boards and stuff for coin op machines. Like if you see a Coca-Cola machine, Coca-Cola owns the machine. They do not own the little coin op block in that machine. Yeah, it's usually contracted through a coin op company. My brother is the vice president, or he's not actually vice president, but he basically runs the place now. He's got 3 engineers there, and they all wanted SolidWorks. So they went out and paid for the licenses for SolidWorks. Well, they hired 2 new younger engineers that said, yeah, we want SolidWorks, but we want Fusion 360 also. Actually, they use Inventor.
Yeah.
They're like, we want Inventor also. It's cheaper, it's faster. It'll do a lot of the stuff SolidWorks won't. SolidWorks has its advantages. Inventor has its advantages depending on what you want to do with it. They almost all, the 3 original engineers are all using either Fusion 360 or Inventor now. They don't do anything else. They barely open up SolidWorks at all. They're like, SolidWorks has its advantages. Don't get them wrong. It's just any shortcomings in Inventor or Fusion 360 that they've come across, they can fix way easier in no time than the few issues SolidWorks has.
Yeah.
SolidWorks is just a nightmare. I mean, I don't know if you've looked at SolidWorks, but even its graphical user interface is like from the 80s. It's terrible. And it's boggy and it lags your computers constantly and it's freaking needy. Where Inventor and Fusion, they start up really slow. That's their number one complaint. You start Fusion up and you walk away and you come back 10 minutes later and it might be fired up. And that's it. I mean, once it's up and running, it runs fine. It's just it does its whole cloud linking BS as it's loading. So it takes a really long time to load Fusion or Inventor. Yeah. But after it's loaded, it runs because it's on it's on your computer. That's the problem with Onshape is everyone. I love Onshape. I love the way it operates, but it's cloud. It's 100% cloud based. It's on a freaking browser. Browsers are not stable. They are the most unstable piece of software on your computer, and they're basing their program on running on it. It's just stupid. All right, I got to email that to you. Stop screen sharing. So let's see, email. Where am I? Come on, email. We don't have message.
Oh, it's getting there. It's getting there.
What's that?
Hope I saved that.
Laptop computer.
No, I mean the thing on it.
Oh, that's just a picture of a bullet going through a drop of water.
What the hell was your email again?
Why is he just like that?
Ed.N9HT.
Oh, hang on. My computer's running very, very slowly right now.
He is a cookie. He's cooking.
There we go. Hey, ARP. I should be able to just.
He isn't cooking.
See, there's Ed. And there's Mike. And there's Dan.
I noticed your Fusion 360 said Education Edition. Is that the free edition?
They're all educational edition.
Yep.
It's hobbyist / educational edition.
Okay.
As long as you are making less than $100,000, when you go to sign for your registration, just put hobbyist.
Hobbyist. Yeah.
And it'll ask you, are you making $100,000 a year or more in your current job? And you put no.
I'm getting taken out.
So do I want free trial or?
Yeah, download the free trial.
Come sit in here by Grant.
I mean, if you got money, it only costs
don't.
$300 a year. I mean, if you're not like me, I'm out of work now, so I can't afford it.
Yep.
If I was making 50, 60 grand a year, I'd give them their damn $300 a year. It's worth it.
Yeah.
You realize Fusion will actually slice and control your printer now, just like Kira or Simplify 3D, or it'll also slice and control a CNC machine. It will also slice and control a metal folding bending machine, and it'll control them just like your slicers will. It does freaking everything.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oops, I attach the file before I send it, huh? Yeah, Fusion is like far and above.
I know.
I hope that's the right one.
It's not done. It's got to go. It's got to build up a little bit higher before it starts doing the unicorn.
Did you do basic drafting and stuff when you were in high school?
Yeah.
Then you'll have no problems with Fusion. Because if you saw what I was doing, it's just like drafting with a paper and pencil, except for you're doing it digital. It's actually easier than AutoCAD. I found AutoCAD very troublesome, where Fusion was just like, I literally picked it up, and within 5 minutes, I was designing crap. Now, granted, I went to college for 3D animation and construction, which back in the 80s, there wasn't really much of. And I've been playing with it all my life. And I also took 6 years of drafting. So I've got a leg up on the drafting end of it that most people do, which is really all Fusion is drafting.
Right.
Did you get that? Did I send the right one?
Yep. PaPaw 2.
Yeah, make sure I attach the right file. It should have been because I overwrote the old one. Or at least I think I did. Corner idler. These are all done left. I can throw those out. Late ring. I want to save those. Okay, I got too many light ring G codes. I'll just redo it. Blue base. That's what I'm printing now, so I don't need any of that anymore.
Let's take this.
Don't need the tree anymore.
Gas traps.
I can delete them. Empty trash, and now my desktop is much cleaner on my computer. And the other cool thing about Fusion is when I go into the file, I can left click on it. It'll come up with a sharing system, and I can share that file with you, and we can actually work on it at the same time.
Same time, yeah.
So you can edit it while I'm editing it. Now, there is some glitches to that because, like, if we start editing the same thing, the frickin' app just bugs out and crashes on you, and the file goes trash, which is, I've seen it do. It literally trashes the file, and you have to start all over because you'll go to open it, and it'll just say, nope, can't do it. But as long as you're discussing it and you say, okay, let me edit, and you're not trying to edit the exact same time I am, it'll let us both edit on screen. It's very laggy. It takes a minute. Like if I edit something, it takes a minute or two to get over to your screen. But it's very convenient when you're trying to do like detailed. Like my brother does it with a few times he's hired me to print dummy electrical boards for their coin-op machines, because then the guys go in and they build the actual encasing. And instead of going out and getting this, multi-million-dollar board, because every time they cut a new board, when they put it in production, it's cheap. But when they're cutting the originals, it's freaking expensive to make it. Well, I can print it with all the little diodes and everything on it and hand them one so they can make sure, the board, all the casings are going to clear all the electronics and the connectors are going to line up and all that crap. And they just slide the little 3D print into the case and make sure everything lines up before they go and cut an actual board.
Yep.
Saves them a boatload of money. They actually just bought one. They bought I think they bought a CR10 or something cheap.
I see the
cheap, and I'm like, for what you guys are doing with it, it's all you need. You don't need super high end. They got an SLS or SLA machine that they can't use because it comes out of it and it's too soft. It warps too much. Like, you got to cure it. And he's like, yeah, I know, but it's still not. It's not structural enough. I'm like, actually, it probably is, but he just doesn't know what he's doing with it. Because you cure that SLA's resins, and they're plenty rigid. He's curing it long enough. I think he takes it out of the machine and just starts playing with it, and the stuff's like Jello. Until you cure it.
They got those high UV output the cure boxes now that'll cure them in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, you can do it with a freaking black light.
Yeah.
Put it outside in the freaking sun.
Yeah, the sun's better. They're one of the best cure.
It takes like 10 minutes in the sun to cure it, depending on the color. If you've got a solid color, it takes longer to go through it.
Get that all fixed up?
Looks that way.
It's on the printer.
All right.
Now, when you go to Open Fusion and you're looking for tutorials and stuff to play with that, don't even bother going to YouTube. Open up Fusion, go up to the Help menu, and there's a whole bunch of tutorials right there inside the app that are absolutely perfect for Fusion. They're all like 3 to 5 minutes. They're very specific to a tool. They show you 2 or 3 different ways you could use that tool, and then move on to the next one.
Is that what you're doing, Mike?
I started Learn Fusion 360 in 30 days. It's a course on YouTube, and you can do as many as you want a day, But yeah, I mean, I've looked at them videos too that he's talking about.
Yeah.
Too, I've done both ways.
The ones I kind of like them because they repeat the steps. The one learn Fusion 360 in 30 days, they go through in one command, and the command goes by, and that's it.
Well, no, they've been hitting them back up. They because you use the same commands for different things, in every design. So.
Yeah, see that the ones in Fusion are just very specific to a tool. And they only do the tools most used, you know, your extrudes, your circles, your sketching, you know. It's very basic. It's just a basic to get you started, but that's all I think he's going to need because he's got it. I could tell the way he was working just in Blender. He understands the whole concept of the 3D relationship and how to do it.
Yeah.
So the rest of that in Fusion. And Fusion's kind of self-explanatory. I mean, you start doing something and you screw up, it lets you know.
Yeah.
And it's got an error code that tells you right away, this will not work.
Yeah, but that's funny. No, I would have told you just now. You should ask Tom to do it for you. He'll do it in 2 seconds.
I just did.
I know.
Took me longer just because I didn't know the dimensions. If I didn't know the dimensions, I would have.
Yeah.
I can't share it because they locked me
Oh,
down.
I saw one
of
the things you did when you did Walter's head in Sculptress.
Yeah.
I downloaded that Sculptress. I played for that for 2 weeks. Played with that for 2 weeks, trying to make my own. I couldn't get it. I kept getting stuck. Every time I fired up, it's hung up. I can't move around in it.
It's difficult with a mouse. You really need a tablet. Yeah. It's way easier with a tablet because then it literally feels like you're just pushing clay around.
I've got one of them tablet pens and everything for the computer.
Yeah.
Here's the
that makes Fusion 100 times better.
With the tablet pen?
With the Hunan.
Really?
Yeah, those are fine. I actually started on a Wacom tablet way back because they were the only ones. But when I went to replace it, I ended up with a monoprice. And the monoprice was fine right up until about a year or two ago. I had to buy another Wacom. Because the monoprice just wouldn't update the software anymore. Yep. Yeah, I had a big one like that. Yep. Same thing.
This is one of the Wacom knockoffs.
Yeah, that's what I had. I had a monoprice one.
And this thing, Dell Computers had them. They had them for ended up being $56.
Yep, I was gonna say $50-$60.
Yeah, and what's nice about it is even the mouse above in the air, you don't even have to touch the surface to do anything.
I know it. That's what
that drives me nuts.
Well, you can turn it on and off, but it's nice when you're not using it for actual drawing.
See, that drives me nuts because a lot of times I'm waving. I'm very good at picking it up and waving it around, and it's like it's doing stuff on me I don't want it to do. I'm just literally trying to move the pencil to another location.
So do you remove your mouse to use that?
Nope.
Nope.
Leave the mouse right there.
Yep, it works. Actually, I use it with my mouse a lot of times. Yeah. Because I do when I'm drawing, a lot of times I'll draw with the tablet and I'll use my mouse and the scroll wheel to like move the 3D object around.
Yeah, what I like about this one is you can use it either way.
There's chimney beat
up. It has like a regular.
Oh yeah. So I have an actual Wacom tablet again because I actually got it with ZBrush Core. It's the only reason I bought an actual Wacom.
Yeah.
It was basically free, and there was definitely a difference. There's no question. After using a Wacom and then going to the monoprice and then going back to the Wacom, there is a definite difference in the Wacom. It is worth the extra money if you can afford it.
Yeah.
You don't need it. The other ones do work. They work just fine.
Yep.
There's really nothing wrong with them. It's just the Wacom it's like the creme of the creme. There's a noticeable difference when you start using a Wacom after using a cheapo.
It's much more refined.
Yeah, and I don't even want to say more precise. It's more natural, if that makes sense. You don't have to think about it. It's just like drawing with paper and pencil.
Like I said, this one has the right and left click on it also.
Yeah, mine's got that too. That's the actual Wacom one.
And mine's got a mouse too.
Yep.
And that's with this one with the press and it's a mouse, it's just a pen. It's a mouse.
Yeah.
Oh no, mine's got an actual mouse.
Well, the new Wacoms are actually touchpads too. There's no more mouse. You can just hit it with your fingers and you hold your finger there for a second. And it says, okay, do you want to use it as a touchpad? And you go, yep. And you can use it as a touchpad. But I hate touchpads. They drive me nuts. The whole put 3 fingers down, twist your hand around, use both hands, do this. It's like, no, and swipe here, do that. It's like, no, I'll use my regular mouse. Thank you very much.
Lift your leg up behind your head and stick your toe up your nose.
Yeah. The whole touchpad thing, the Apple touchpad. Now they got that touch bar. It's just stupid. I don't need that stuff. It does not make my life easier. It makes my life more complicated.
That's because you're old, Tom.
I am.
For the future, you know.
You realize I've been working on computers since like they existed.
Oh, so I.
Kind of funny.
I got them shortly after they existed because once my uncle got a new computer, I always got his old ones, you know.
I went to college for doing 3D animation and graphic design. And back then you didn't like go into Fusion and draw a little picture. You like had to like put in the actual code.
Yeah,
plot A to B to Z, do an arc of this mathematical calculation, and then it would draw the arc on the screen.
Why do you think when I needed that cookie cutter done, I figured it'd be just a lot easier to ask Tom to do it for me, please? Take him minutes to take me days.
The funny
Fusion's pretty simple, though. It really is. Once you get the concept of how Fusion works, it's stupid simple.
Not if you're
It
stupid.
really is. A lot of people make it harder than they think because they think it should be, and it's real. It's you draw pretty little pictures and then you extrude them. It's that simple.
I'm not an artist, so
Yeah, our school district, their first computer that the school district had, me and the electronics teacher actually assembled it.
Yeah.
It was an old Heathkit H8 computer.
Well, it was funny because my brother, when I was in college or in high school, was already in college, and he's now a computer scientist. He was taking all like Fortran, and Perl was just coming out and all that crap, and he was taking all those courses.
then you got Tom.
And he was bringing it home and teaching me some of it. And I knew basic and some basic animation already before I even got into high school. I mean, he was already teaching me this crap. So I was taking computer classes in high school and like junior, senior year. And the teacher's like, oh, we're going to do this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, no, that's outdated. You do it this way. He's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, oh, look, watch. He's like, how do you do that? He says, well, it's kind of easy when you have a brother that's just learning the newest technology.
Yeah.
That's just like doctors. Everyone thinks you should get, the old doctor that's been doing it for 100 years. It's like, no. You want the best doctor in the world? You want that kid that's been out of college like 3 years, 2 or 3 years. Because all that brand new stuff is still fresh in their heads.
They already got their killing stage out of the way. Now you can go see them.
And all the education's still there. All the new technologies are still in their brain. They haven't gotten to that. Everybody's got a cold. Give them some antibiotics like the old doctors do. They just have the same answer for everything. Them kids have got new answers for everything.
Yes and no. I mean, you still have
I like it. My doctor's a little of both. I have a little young girl doctor. I think she's 30, but she's backed up by the old doctor who I've been going to for 30, 40 years. And they collaborate with everything with me because they know all my. So if it's something basic, I got the sniffles, I just deal with her. But if I go in and say, okay, my neck's hurting, she doesn't even talk to me. She goes get him and says, what do I do with this? And he goes, just give him some painkillers and send him out the door. He'll take care. He'll let you know if he needs something. They were like, when I got these, they gave me these muscle relaxants. She's like, well, I'll give you 10 or 15 muscle relaxants. And he was sitting there looking at him like, don't bother, because then he's just going to come back. They gave me like 60 or 80 of them.
Hey, Michael. Hey, Rover.
He's not a drug addict. He's not going to just sit there and pop them. He doesn't come begging for them.
How you guys doing?
There you go.
I know nobody looks at the chat, so I figured I would.
Got my 2 towers.
There's a 90-day or a 90-tablet supply for 30 days
Of
the triazidine muscle relaxant.
Oh, that's Flexerol.
Yep.
Yeah, because I got the I got some of those too, but I have because I really don't like those. That's what makes them laugh too. Because I keep going back. Can you give me something weaker? And they're like, "What?" Most people want stronger. I'm like, "No." Flexerol. I love Flexerol. It works really good.
No.
The problem is it knocks me right out. It's like taking a gallon of Benadryl.
Well, there's the main ones.
I can't read that.
That's the morphine sulfate, 80 milligrams.
Oh. Back when I broke my neck, they gave me liquid morphine.
Oh, yeah.
That pretty much kicked me off all their drugs. Everyone's like, why don't you want to do drugs anymore? It's like nothing compares to morphine. There's just no fun anymore. I used to take Percocets like chiclets.
I wish you'd give that to me,
Yeah, nobody gets that no more. Everyone gets Tramadol.
Oh, that stuff. The worst thing about Tramadol,
it makes me feel like shit.
Well, you know what it does to me is it makes me a mean son of a bitch.
Yes.
Oh my God!
It makes me angry at everything.
I'd rather punch somebody in the face than talk to them.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I guess that's what I don't need, according to my wife. She says I'm a grumpy old bastard.
You are a grumpy old bastard. I'm gonna have to agree with her.
Well, let me tell you, those Tramadols, you take them, Mike.
Oh.
Your wife would leave the trailer every minute, every second she could.
Well, give them up. Let's go. Give them to me, baby.
Advil works better, I think, for killing pain.
Yeah, than the Tramadol. Yeah,
you don't do crap.
They had me on. What was it? 1,300 milligrams per day of Tramadol.
Oh, you must have been an evil bastard.
Oh my God!
I find the biggest thing I can't do on them is drive. Because if I drive on one of those, someone's going to get rear-ended. Yeah. I'm going to drive right over them and drive away. And be like, you deserve it. Get out of my way.
I'm really...
I'm an aggressive driver, you could say, to put it mildly. Anyway.
Split tablets in half, yeah. No, not me, man. I take 2.
But these are the
bastards in half. I got to take 2.
That's what it is. If I take a Tramadol, I break them in half.
I take the methadone, man, and I take 2 or 3 when I got to move and stuff. I'm popping pills like they're Skittles.
But this mix, I went from over 20 tablets a day of stuff down to 5 tablets a day.
Are you printing that thing already? Oh, yes.
Yeah, he's printing already. Yep.
I think we can make it so much prettier.
What is that for?
We can put fillets on it, and I still think it needs 2 little paws on either side.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, we got the graphic for the Clemson paws.
You know what I always wanted to do? You know the Kilroy thing from I don't know if you know what Kilroy was all about. It was Do you know what that originally was about? Do you ever hear the actual story behind it?
Yeah, I forget what that's been.
It was to signify that American or French troops had been in this location, and it was clear of Germans. And what you do is, if there was a Kilroy on the wall, that meant this town had been cleared already. So they always Kilroy was here.
Yeah,
because it was a message that the Germans didn't understand. It was just a simple graphic that we've been through this town. And that's what actually started it. But I always wanted to do like a Kilroy look, with the 2 hands and the nose coming over. Do like a dog or a cat. So you got the 2 paws.
Yeah.
The cat nose or the cat dog nose or something.
Nose, yeah.
And do like a wolf, not just a dog, but a wolf or a tiger or something like that with the 2 paws like I think that would look cool.
I'm better. Squirrel.
Low poly
squirrel.
That was the best part of that whole movie. Squirrel.
Did you hear squirrel? There's squirrel.
I am a dog that can talk. Squirrel. Oh, my PEI sheet's in the mailbox.
I got batteries for our cell phones today. Frickin' morons, I ordered 2 of them. You know what they do? They took 2 cell phone batteries, chucked them in a bubble wrap bag, and mailed them.
Ugh.
Now it looks like somebody hit them with a hammer.
I'm gonna make this flex plate PEI on one side and blue tape on the other. Because as you can see, the blue tape is.
Yeah.
Time for some new blue tape.
Yeah, and I used to get 10 or 12 prints out of it, and for some reason I can't anymore. And I honestly think it's just the weather change.
Yeah.
Where it's gotten so much colder here.
The air's drying up.
Drier, and the filament's literally soaking into the paper.
Yep. Yeah, there's not enough moisture to keep it. Yeah.
And I was thinking about using glue stick, but it's like, why? It's just tape. It takes me this long to retape it.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, it's getting low. I've had this about a year, and it's time for a new roll.
That's some nice big thick stuff.
This isn't even my thickest. I got 4-inch instead of 3-inch. But the 4-inch is really cheap stuff.
Yeah.
This 4-inch roll is $5 cheaper than this 3-inch roll. Because it's some no-name. This is actual 3M, really nice stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Some cheap no-name brand. There's one thing I like about this. Nothing ever lifts off of this. Because this stuff is true painter's tape. And it's got like a soap on the top face. So when you with the rubbing alcohol, it like gets gooey. And the print sticks to it. The problem is the print sticks to it. If you hit this with rubbing alcohol and then print on it, the print is not coming off this paper without you soaking it in rubbing alcohol or rubbing it later. It's sticking to this. Even ABS will stick to this and not. I've had this tear the tape off the bed before it'll separate from the print. Every time. Okay, there's like right on the edge. You know what? I'm going to replace that piece too. I just don't care.
I took that ultra base off my printer here. I couldn't get anything to stick to it, and just put the PEI sheet down, and it's been working fantastic.
Yeah, even PEI, I actually like blue tape better if I'm concerned it's going to not stick. I still get PEI to let go on occasion in the middle of a print. Nothing works as good as blue tape as far as I'm concerned. It just doesn't.
Mine, I cleaned it with the magic eraser between each time.
Oh, you clean it with the... I never thought of doing it with a magic eraser. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I rub it down with alcohol every once in a while.
No, I just use the magic eraser, and it works fantastic.
Really? I never even thought of that. I got a bunch of those, too, because we use them at work.
Yep. The one place was saying, if you have a PEI that, tends to be like that, if you wipe it down with alcohol, get everything out, and in between prints, just wipe it down with the magic eraser.
Never heard of that before, but that is a good idea.
It works fantastic.
Because we use magic eraser on vinyl fencing and siding. You start getting that mold on it.
Yep.
And you can wash and scrub all day long. You'll get it off, but it'll take forever. You take a magic eraser, you wet the wall, and you just literally wipe it across, and everything's gone. It takes all the marks out. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, being down here in the South, down in South Carolina with the humidity.
Yeah, you get that green mold over everything.
Yep. And those magic erasers work so dang good.
Yeah, that's all I use it for. I have probably 8 or 10 of them in my van because every time we do a vinyl fence or vinyl siding or anything, boom, magic eraser it when we're done. Gets all our fingerprints off, gets all the marks off, gets all the shipping container marks out.
Yep.
And it's like literally a wipe and you're done.
I wish I would be able to set it up myself, but I'm not into the comics and
we had a guy that had his trout line out. He ended up catching 154-pound catfish.
Wow.
Good for him.
But for the price that they were selling,
154 pounds.
What are you going to do with it?
Exactly.
I know. Why bother? Fishing is not exciting to me. It's boring as hell.
yeah.
Chris mentioned it's torpia.
Yeah.
I don't mind fishing if I'm going to bring it home and eat it. If I ain't going to bring it home and eat it, why bother?
Yeah, we go down to my buddies. They're his mom's got a place on the Lake Marion down here on the dock, and we go down and BS and have a barbecue and throw the poles out.
Well, that is a lot darker than I originally thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
We go through a lot of.
And you can use the 3D print with it. You could use it as a robotic arm or
How much more does that thing got to do?
female, or you could, I don't know, any kind of thing that you want.
You could also put a laser.
Yeah, or like that. You can combine things. And that's really interesting.
Oh crap! I closed out my
Yeah, and of course,
wiring window. Ooh, tab.
This is done all update.
More box print.
No, it's out of my budget and most.
Core XY.
watch this video.
Duet web control.
Yeah.
He posted a new video today showing how it's been made.
Yeah, that Zytel said that
89% done.
if I wanted one of their Core XY machines,
And everything that'll be printed for.
give it to me for 68% off.
What's that?
That Zytel, the Hypercubes.
Yeah. You're talking the Zytec little company there that
Yeah. But,
are making the frames.
yeah.
It's just a frame, right?
Well, no, it's the whole printer. The electronic.
I know they have multiple kits. They got like just a frame. They got a frame with some of the motion control. They got motored ones, and then they got a full out board and everything kit.
Yeah, they wanted a full out kit. She says if I wanted it, I can have it for $325
I'd do it.
for the 300 by 400 kit.
Yeah, what for that kind of money, you're not going to touch that.
No,
Even if you have to mod it, and I'm assuming it's the Hypercube. Is it the Hypercube or Evolution version?
a Hypercube Evolution. It's
Yeah, the Evolution's better.
yeah, it's a nice unit.
Yeah, I bet. I'd do that. If I had $300, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. But,
Even if you modify it, just having those parts, that's $800. I'm well over $800. Now, granted, 200 of it's just the duet, but still.
yeah, but they've got the Roomba board.
Yeah.
You
I'm not
guys,
big on the Roomba.
Well, they got the Roomba, they got the MKS 10 or the 1.4,
It's crazy, yeah.
where they have the standard Arduino with the shield. But what's nice about it, they've got the all the files already set up for the Hypercube.
Yeah, well, that's easy. You just go on YouTube or on Thingiverse.
Yeah.
It's 4 o'clock. Oh, I was hoping to mount these things, and that thing's not done printing.
okay. It's been interesting for me to see all the people having seen was doing the Mac showcased on Earth. They were
Inch.
Happy Cube that was with a printed execution of
Somebody here.
your project on that you have there in the background with your Happy Cube. It's a lot of people that are building their own. Just more into 3D printing mechanics as a hobby, not just as a tool to make something.
Put that Andrew on there, Mike.
Oh, that's
So to speak.
Martin.
Oh, Martin, yeah,
But,
his X-Wing project.
hook it up to
Yeah, that's the,
Wi-Fi, but I'm simply not
Friday night hangout.
because I
Oh, on the
European.
European.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Martin, Don, Kat, and some other gal.
Yeah.
This kind of,
That's all it's on. And can you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, turn it down.
Fartin? Oh, Martin.
Martin.
I thought you said farting.
Martin.
It's farting. Martin. I need
Yeah.
a drink.
You hang out.
Yeah, I'm just popping around. Different channels. Uh-oh, is Tom starting, or Tommy almost starting as a cocktail hour?
Yeah.
Let the fun begin. I'm still gotta dig through boxes and find my Roku, whatever the hell it's called.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go watch my YouTube videos and everything, you know.
Yeah.
Hook
I
up.
got one of the Amazon Fire Stick TVs,
Yeah.
just like the Roku, but it also has all the content from Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Yeah, we were debating what to go with.
Oh, I got such a good deal on them, I couldn't pass it up. I got one of the 4K versions
Yeah.
when they first came out, and it was like $30.
Well, because our original plan was not to get cable or telephone, just get internet. That's it.
Well, we don't have no cable, no satellite TV, no nothing. All
Well,
we
for the first year, it actually was basically the same price as internet for 1 year.
God.
Yeah.
So, fine for a year, that's fine. But we thought you was getting another cocktail. We thought you were getting a cocktail, Tom.
No,
Not today?
no. I think I'm still hungover from last night.
Ooh.
No, I'm not, but I just.
That's the one thing that stops me from drinking.
I mean, that was fun last night. I had a blast. You know, everyone was like, "Oh, Shom's we crazy. We're gonna get Joe." I'm like, who cares? I'll just delete the video or hide it or something. I don't care.
Don't delete it.
Care about. You know, it was freaking 2:00 in the morning. Who gives a crap?
Well,
the funny thing is, my brother came down the last time. He went up to the little local liquor store, and the guy invited him to a Scotch tasting.
Oh God, no thanks. Yeah, you're supposed to spit it out.
There was but actually, it was pretty neat.
It is neat. I've done there's a bunch of vineyards and stuff out on Long Island. I worked out there. I used to have a girlfriend that was all into those wine tours. We used to do those all the time. And I'll tell you what, when they say you should really spit it out, if you're doing a full wine tour out there where you're hitting, you know, you're doing 4 or 5 wines at each of the 20 or 30 wineries, it's like an all-day thing. You go from one winery to the next. And holy crap.
Spit it out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, toward the end. Or the other thing is now they're doing it instead of you driving. Because it used to be you all get in your cars and you drive from one to the next. And, you know, they started bus touring it. I'll tell you what, if I could do that again, it would be on a bus. I would do the bus tour.
Well, when I was going to school out at Fort Huachuca, the Army out by Tombstone, out in Arizona, they had a little tour where you go and try to have one drink at every bar, going up one side of the road and then come down the other. And I tried to do the tour about 12 times, and I never did make the full circuit.
Yeah, I don't think I would either.
It's just there's too many bars in Tombstone that make it up one side and down the other.
I'm just not that much of a drinker that it's that important to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy having a drink now and again and having a good time, but
hey, that's when I was in the service, you know.
Yeah, when I was younger, I drank more, but even then, I was never. Everyone was like, "Oh, we got to go out drinking every night." It's like, why? I got more important things to do. I mean, it's fun to go out on a Friday night, but I don't need to go out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every night, all night long. I just don't need to do it.
Yeah.
I used to always only drink beer.
Once in
That's
a while.
all I ever drank was beer. And then I started getting into the hard stuff. And now that I quit drinking, I don't feel like having a mixed drink. But once in a while, I feel like having a beer, you know?
Yeah, see, beer never thrilled me. I drink beer because my friends drink beer, and I enjoy a good, like, I like a good beer.
I don't like them funky beers. You know, by funky, I use Mickey's. But otherwise, just give me a Busch Light, Bud Light.
Yeah, I can drink them, and I actually like those in the middle of the summer, like after a nice hot day of work.
Mm-hmm.
I can come home and chug a freaking Busch or a Bud or a
cold beer.
But if I'm going out to a bar and hanging out, I'd rather have like a Sam Adams or.
Yeah. See, I don't like them. I don't like
Bass. Bass is actually my favorite. If I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever tried that Sam Adams Emporium? The Emporium.
The what?
The Emporium. That
No.
super high alcohol content beer.
No, I used to get the triple box.
Yeah.
That's like drinking brandy for crying out loud.
Yeah. Well, Sam Adams has what they call the Emporium, and it's a high content, but like you said, it's like one sip of it's like chewing a whole loaf of bread.
Yeah, it's thick too. Yep. Yeah, I think that's the same thing as their triple box.
Yeah, it's some.
And it's chewy. It's not even. It's nasty.
Well, this one is.
If I gotta chew my beer, I don't want it.
The Sam Adams is actually a good drink, but it's just like I said, it's so thick and so heavy. It's like finishing off a whole loaf of bread.
Yep. Yeah, it's just the triple bock was the same way. Okay, finish printing so I can rip you apart and put these new towers on. Well, after about a year, I've noticed the towers started warping and the belts are misaligning because it's literally twisting the whole tower over under the tension. So I added this little diagonal brace to just hold it up.
Yep. Just
enough. It's taken almost a year to get to this point, and it's not even. I mean, God, it's still better than like if you went out and bought some cheap Chinese one.
Yep.
Stock would be more warped than this is, but I just don't want it warped. It's my printer with my design, and if I can fix that, and then I can fix the Z height so it stops clicking, I'm gonna actually finally release this thing after almost 2.5 years. Not that it's that great because the Hypercube is probably still a better printer. Or a rail core. I think I'm actually going to convert it to a rail core type of printer. Just go to rails. Get rid of the wheels. Rail core. It's easier to square it up with the rail core too.
Well, this one works good. Oh, no, that don't work. Good.
We should put all the freaking stuff. That would help too. We got one ramp on top and bottom. It's got all the pressure on it. That's coming loose.
You guys just tipped over.
Huh?
One TV got in the way of another.
Oh, my little nieces and nephews are coming down tomorrow.
Yeah, so we had the grandbaby today, and we'll have her tomorrow.
I'm gonna find my nuts.
Yeah, well, my niece's boyfriend is coming because his birthday was in between like 2 weeks ago. So they've been harassing me because he wanted a 3D printer. So she bought him a 3D printer for Christmas and ended up giving it to him for his birthday because he just couldn't wait.
Yeah.
So now he's, I just told him, get an Ender 3 for now. It's cheap, it's easy, it's the perfect learning machine. I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll give you decent prints if you set it up right. He's not stupid, so building it, it's not like he needed a pre-made one. He'd have no problems building it, within reason. So he's been printing like a madman, and he's actually got some pretty good prints, but he's got issues. But I have a feeling he'll be sitting down here, right here. He'll be plopping my thing right here on this desk and going, what do we do? Let's fix it. He's like, oh, I want because of course he goes in and he watches all the YouTubes. And he's like, oh, I want dampeners and I want this and I want the TL smoothers. And I'm like, no, you don't need any of that crap. You don't really want that junk. You don't need it. That thing will print just fine without the TL smoothers. It'll print just fine without the dampeners.
Now, everybody talks about adding that micro Swiss nozzle to it.
Yeah, you don't need to do that either.
No.
An all-metal hot end is absolutely pointless if you're printing PLA. You don't need it. It's actually going to make it worse, more likely.
Yep.
I mean, can you print PLA with an all-metal hot end? Yes. Do you need an all-metal hot end to print PLA? Absolutely not. It'll print easier. There's a reason we started putting Teflon in the freaking hot end. They were all metal in the beginning.
That's it.
They started adding Teflon to make it easier to print PLA. And honestly, you don't even need it for PETG. I started printing PETG with the regular Teflon, and I burned up Teflon tips left and right.
I print PETG with my
I burned up the tip of the Teflon constantly with mine.
No, not me. I mean, you'll get a little bit, but who cares?
Yeah. Well, I went to that. Capricorn makes a sleeve now, the 3mm sleeve for the 8mm for the MK8s.
Yeah.
Ever since I put that in there, I can run anything I want through it.
Oh, that.
I printed ABS for a while on that thing, and it printed it just fine. But like every 2 weeks, I was having to replace the PTFE tube because it would be all browned and shrunken and start clogging everything because it was just over temperature for it. It wasn't good for it. I was running about 140, 150, but it did it. I mean, I printed ABS like nothing. Everyone was like, oh, you're going to have problems. I was like, no. Well, what are you using for bed adhesion? Blue tape. Held the blue tape just fine. The only thing I did is I did that grumpy pumpkin thing a couple years ago when it first came out in ABS. And I printed it really fast and really hot, and it was absolutely beautiful. And I brought it downstairs to show the family and literally put it on the dining room table. And we're all sitting there talking about it. It was like it was really good. No, and it just started cracking. Like big, huge, and it was loud snaps. We were all like, what? I thought it was going to blow up.
Whoops.
Yeah, I kind of let it cool down too fast.
Yeah, that would tend to start popping up.
It made it really robust too, which I think made it worse because I did like 40% infill with 5 shells or 6 shells. Which I'm like, all right, it's nice and thick and rigid. It'll hold better. No, that just made it blow apart harder. And it blew apart all right. It just freaking cracked, and it looked cool, actually, when it was all done, snapping and popping. I literally threw it outside. I was scared it was going to literally, like, blow up from the noise it was making. Or I did. I thought it was going to, like, pop apart like popcorn. Threw it outside. When we brought it back in, the cracks and everything kind of looked cool. It looked like an old rotten pumpkin. And it was bright orange. I don't even know what I did with that orange ABS. I don't have it anymore. I gave it to somebody. But yeah, I'm not big on using the Capricorn tubing, especially the better one. I put it on that printer, and it just clogged it constantly because filaments aren't that accurate. It was too tight. I put the cheaper light blue on there, and it's running fine. But the only place I would highly recommend that Capricorn tubing is in your hot end. If you got a lined hot end, get the Capricorn tubing for the hot end. God, it makes a difference. These things I never under extrude ever anymore. Ever. It just prints like a dream ever since I did that.
Maybe I'll do that for that mono price, but I got to change the main board out. That Mills is just dying.
Yeah,
I hear it worked really, really well for a really short time.
that's the thing, though. I don't like the Capricorn tubing because I use too cheap a filament. You know?
Well, they have the two versions. If you get the light blue, which is what I have on this one,
Yeah.
that light blue, is more tolerant. It's not an exactly 1.79 diameter. It's a 1.8 diameter. It's got a little more play. The dark blue is 1.79 or 1.78, something like that. It's a lot tighter tolerance. So if there's any fluctuation in your filaments, it'll blow it apart. But again, all I use it for on this one is in the hot end, that little 1 inch length piece from the extruder to the nozzle.
Yeah.
And you got to get the special kind because it's only 3 millimeter exterior. It's not 4 millimeter like these. It's like $8 for that little itty bitty 6 inch piece. But
Yeah, I know.
each piece is like 8 or 10 replacements. I've done mine. I've done both of these. Still got what I got left. And it used to just arc over and meet the other end. That's how much I got. $7. So I mean, this will last me years. So it's worth it in that sense. But yeah, I had this. This is the dark stuff. I had this on that originally, and it would just jam constantly. And it wouldn't even jam at the extruder. It would jam in here.
Inside the tube?
Yeah. It would just jam in there. Like when I'd go to load it, it wouldn't load it. It would just sit there and skip. Now I could, I've been thinking about putting it back on there. And I got the Bondtech extruder because I don't care what you say. That thing will. I'm scared that thing's gonna blow my freaking nozzle right off the edge of the goddamn extruder. That thing starts pushing and I hit it. That's 1100 millimeters. That Bowden tube.
Yeah.
Extruder to the hot end. So when I load it with the that control panel, I loaded it like 3,700 millimeters a second or something. So it loads it like that. It pushes that full length in no time. You hear that thing whine. Well, when I first started doing it, I had it like 1,200 millimeters, figuring I'd hit it and extrude, an extra 50 or 100 millimeters. And it just started, the whole freaking printer started shaking. I was like, whoops, don't do that no more.
Yeah.
I literally was concerned it was going to just blow apart the heat break or something. Just tear it apart.
Well, they had the one guy had it. And he had a jam of the roll, and it was up on his little setup.
Yeah.
And it pulled the whole top row of his filament right off the rack.
Yeah. I've seen it. They've picked printers right up with it. Chris Riley did it. He picked something up with the extruder. Picked it right up off the table. Because the roll jammed up on the thing, and it just dragged the printer across the table and picked it up. Yeah, there's been people showing pictures like on Twitter and Facebook where it is literally like blown a nozzle out. Just stripped it right out of the heat pot.
Yep. Oops. The one I seen was the guy had a nice rack.
Yeah.
It was in there tight, and he had, probably 15 rolls on this thing, so it wasn't light. And it ended up getting
Yeah, there ain't no. I've got that thing as loose as I can get it. I can get it to skip now. When it loads, I have it like right at just over the length of the tube. Yeah. So when it hits, it does skip like once or twice. And I actually got it so it'll skip. I'd rather it skip than blow the printer apart.
Yeah, and then rip something apart.
I'm not sure I actually like that bond. The Bondtech's good. It's ballsy, but I don't know. The actual drive gears are a great design. The rest of that body The way you load the filament, the way everything's held, it's just kind of flimsy and cheap feeling to me. And it doesn't. It's a pain in the ass to load the filament. But yeah, I'm getting used to it.
On the real ones too, it's a pain in the ass.
Huh?
On the real ones, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
On the real what?
Real Bondtech extruders.
Yeah, that's what that is. It's a real Bondtech.
Wow,
It's not a cheapy aftermarket. That's a real Bondtech. And it's a pain in the ass to get the filament to load into it. It doesn't always line up to the gears, and then it just sits there and spins. And you're taking it out and jamming it in, trying to get it to line up.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a tube in there to line it up, and it still doesn't. The tube won't go far enough into it, so you have this little gap between where the tube ends and where the gear starts, so it curls. And I was like, "Isn't there supposed to be an insert?" And they're like, "No, that's just the way it is."
It's just the way it is. That's a nice response.
Yeah. Well, it's made to actually mount on an extruder. It's really not. The Bondtech really isn't made to be a Bowden tube setup. They modified it and made it so you can, but it's really made to be a direct drive extruder. So there's no space there. There's no feeding it like that. It just goes in and it comes out and it forces it through your freaking hot end as fast as it can.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of the guys use them on the volcanoes and stuff like that.
Yeah. I want to know how them rail cores are getting away with putting it on, because you realize a rail core is a direct drive Core XY printer.
That's a direct drive one?
Yeah, the rail cores are direct drive.
Wow.
They have the Bondtech extruder with a pancake motor. So that's a direct drive Core XY, and I'm thinking about trying it on this.
Yeah, with a pancake, it probably work fine.
Yeah,
because you're not pulling that, pushing and pulling and pulling.
Well, my concern was these towers, because I'm already flexing them. But now with this, cross brace in there, they ain't going nowhere. Plus, I printed these a lot beefier. Those were originally the demo-y, testy, so I printed them with like 2 shells with 20% infill. I'm surprised they've lasted. I printed these with 6 shells at 40% infill. These things weigh.
That's
just plastic here. Yeah. So I don't think these things are going to bow like those are. If nothing else is, I got the towers on top of the actual moving arm there, where it curls around and goes down the X direction. Yep. And those things aren't flexing at all. And they're smaller and lighter than these are. And they have 0 flex. They are shorter too, so it's going to have less flex. But
what's meant fat cat?
It's all PLA too.
Looks like Ed's print's coming along nice.
Yeah, it does look nice. I didn't think it was going to look very good the way I was doing it. I just slapped it together to show him it could be done in like 10 minutes. He's been getting at that for hours and hours and hours, filling it in on freaking. And there's an easier way. I know he could have done that way easier and even Blender than he was trying to do. I just don't know Blender enough to. Because he should have been able to do the same thing. He should have been able to lay that out on basically a flat surface, even though it's not a sketch like Fusion is. He could have laid it on a flat surface and then just extruded it up to get the thicknesses he wanted.
And then do that infill, that little.
Yeah, but that little jog, he could have done that with a rotational cut. I know Blender can do that. But for something like that, I mean, you saw how fast I did that, and I was struggling just because the computer was lagging.
Yeah.
It's literally like 10 minutes to do that in Fusion.
I would try to mess with Blender, and I gave up. So I'm starting to learn.
I'm going to start playing with it again, because that 2.8, I downloaded that, and I have been playing with it, for 10 minutes here and there, and it's definitely more common sensey. And you can actually click, if you don't know the combination, there are mouse clicks for everything now. You can go over and just click a mouse button. Yeah, it's slower and you got to move the mouse around, but you don't have to know the stupid freaking combos.
Yeah, I think
shortcuts.
I should, what do you call it? Because I'm running 2.7.
Yeah, the 2.8 or whatever it is really good. You know what else you should try, and it's free. It's wicked old. Are you on a Mac or a PC?
On a PC.
You should download Hexagon.
Hexagon?
Yeah. It's a wicked. It's actually what I really started learning how to do parametric modeling and stuff. It's from Daz 3D. It's actually not. They bought it last and haven't touched it since. It's old. It's like from the 90s, early 2000s. But oh my God. It's actually what Blender is based on. Blender was based on it. But it's more point and click.
Hexagon 2.5.
Yep.
100% free from Daz Originals.
Target. Thanks from my R8. Center was set here and I was setting to X2 and Y19. Good for you, buddy. Glad it worked for you.
But I did that order through Xyltech there, and they send me a link to the, where is it here? Iron Man mask.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants the STLs of the Iron Man mask.
I got to think of something to do with that midnight bluish purpley filament I just got from these guys. Do something cool. And I'm not going to do the wolf. Everyone's done her wolf with it. Yay. You got the wolf with the filament. Whoop-de-doo. That's why I did it in wood, because I think that looks better in wood, for one. I mean, that purple, don't get me wrong. I've seen the prints. They're gorgeous. What's his name? Tom Filament Frenzy there did it. Like 300% increase. Like massively huge. God, that thing came out beautiful. But, yeah, everybody's done the wolf in that. So I'm just not. I'm thinking I'm going to do a big llama head in it.
Here you go. Do a 500% llama head.
Yeah. Problem is, I don't want to let my printer run that long.
Oh, you big baby.
Because I need to sleep. And I cannot sleep with that thing running in my room.
Really? That's like a lullaby.
Me. Any kind of noise, I'm wide awake. I sleep very lately.
What?
It's funny. People think I'm kidding when I say I can hear the heaters in the basement kick on. I'm 3 floors up, and I can hear it when those heaters in the basement.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Come on, bitch. Come on. Where were they?
Oh my God, really? Holy crap. The world is coming to an end.
What happened?
Just hearing the kids squealing. Sounds like the world's coming to an end.
I got your string if anybody needs it.
Oh my goodness. You remember bringing spring to the school, they don't find music to it.
Oh my God.
I gotta go, guys. I got 3 dogs that are.
That are what?
I don't know. He clicked himself out before he finished the sentence. You know what's coming up here now?
I'm still looking for my damn Roku, whatever the hell it's called. grinder. Not getting this one too well. Mom's crap, she'll want that. Some sticky stuff in.
Alrighty then. That's done.
What's that?
A lot darker and thicker than I thought it was going to be. Gonna have to cut some holes in it. That way the light can shine up through here.
No idea what these are. Some sort of applicator for a woman, I think.
I just noticed this tree is 5-sided, not 6.
You did what?
This tree is 5-sided, not 6. Most thing, hexagon.
Tree? Oh, yeah.
Christmas tree, it's 5-sided. Well, 10-sided.
Yeah.
You get right down to it, but it's not a hexagon. It's an whatever you want to call it, a five-agon. There's a name for it. What the hell's the name I'm looking for? Let's see, what can I draw him here with? God damn it.
I'm getting really sick and tired of looking at your freaking boxes.
Keeps moving on me.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm just trying to trace this out, so I'm gonna drill it. Keeps moving around on me.
Gonna have desiccant, what they always said, so I bought me 5 pounds of it, which you don't need. Definitely not that one. Freaking hell's in here? It just saw heavy this same thing. I know I seen a shirt around there somewhere. I just don't know where. Just turn it here too. Oops, broke that one. Broke that one. Take that one over. The first one of them, if I can find it. Take that out. That's already done. Starting to get down there to where it's not here, but I know it is. Because I put it here and I've seen it since a big one. You would think eventually I'd get used to it. Is that me finding? Nope, that's a tape measure.
You know what I just remembered?
What?
You don't drill a POA. You
Yeah,
melt
no, not if you do, not really fast.
you melt it.
Yeah.
It just melts away.
Yeah, you gotta drill that slow. Slow, slow,
Yeah.
slow.
That was kind of interesting. If I can cut more out even.
Yeah? Just a wee bit interesting, huh?
I mean, it did. It just melted it all. Smelled really good. Smelled like burnt thermal.
Sure did quite well. Done.
bottom of this too. I can't believe how much little pieces of plastic I can get in one day on the floor.
Yeah, I know it, huh? Insane.
I mean, I just did this last night. You know, it's already full of freaking crap on my floor. If I used a nice, brandy new sharp knife, I bet it would cut a whole lot faster.
Yeah, you'll have that sometimes.
Well, it seems to be chugging away.
Oh, boy. Yes, it does cut faster. No, it won't cut it off. What the hell? Don't do that. You know you're going to just jam the knife into your thumb, you dumbass.
What you doing, Mike?
Who's that?
Come on, baby.
What you doing?
Looking for my damn Roku. What are you doing?
Now to watch this stuff for work.
Yeah. I got through every box now. You think so I had to have missed it, right?
I wonder if I can just do this.
Every box except for that one. Yes.
And it looks like I can.
After all that,
So now there's holes in it, so the light can get up into the Christmas chimney. Look, holes. They're very rough cut holes, but they'll let the light up there. And the tree will glow. I'm going to glue that puppy down now.
There you go. God dang it, it's right underneath my desk.
Right in front of your feet?
Right underneath my desk the whole freaking time.
Yeah. In other words, if it was any closer, it would have bit you.
I'm surprised it didn't bite me. No, it can just bite me. I'm mad.
All right, that don't look so bad, does it? Gloop that puppy. Where's my gloop? What do I do with my gloop?
On the bucket, dear Liza.
A goop. Oh, God. Gloop. Oh crap, I'm getting gloop everywhere.
Think my wife will notice if I put my Christmas ornament on? Eh? Think she'll notice?
Yeah, she probably will.
Well, we'll find out.
It's a woman, of course she'll notice.
Did I put it on as a star?
Depends on what Christmas tree you put it on.
I figured he was going to get it off his personal tree.
We have 3 Christmas trees set up now. She brought another one home.
Why?
I don't know. One in the living room, one in the dining room, and one on the front porch.
It's a girl thing.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Wow, that melted that thing right down. Look at that. Just like freaking toasted it. You've been glooped. That's pretty awesome.
I got it as a star on the top of the tree.
This is my new light for the season.
There you go.
Yeah. My desk is dirty.
I'm going to put a little red star on it.
All of that, just find that damn Roku that was underneath my feet. Everything will fit about this. Oh, myself a bucket with drinks, eh? There we go. Hold. Hold. I got it on the top shelf. Now there's room. When I tried to print teeth for myself, you know, my first generation teeth, they didn't quite work out. They're a little bit big. It said full-size adult teeth. I don't know what kind of tooth that is. That's a friggin' horse tooth, man. All right, we got Roku. Now let's put some boxes off the bed. We'll need a place to enjoy the Roku at. Be right about there. I see. I got to get it set up in here before my wife gets her bed. And wants it set up in her room. And then I go out without a TV for another 4 months. That's not happening. Not happening, Tim. Happy coffee, you can go on that.
So you've been tinkering with this Fusion 360. Have you designed anything yet?
Just whenever they told me to. I did do one thing. I forgot what it was, but I did do one thing. I couldn't get it out of there. I designed it and everything, but I can't get it out.
It is what it is.
It is too. It's still in there. I think it's gonna stay there for a little while. I can't get it out.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Sometimes you really don't want to hear that is when father-in-law's come. Quick, get it out again,
I'm actually like hot. I haven't been hot in months. I got the windows open. It's amazing.
What's that?
I'm gonna have to cut out of here and go make dinner.
Dinner? Mm-hmm. Well, you can leave. Me and Ed are staying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can shut it down, but me and Ed are staying, right, Ed?
That's right.
Now that he knows that we can stay.
No, if I boot you, you're not.
I guess not. Yeah. You do the big old band hammer. You are correct.
Ah, crap. Did you get that thing done yet?
No, it said it was going to take like 4.5 hours to print.
Really? It looks like it's half done.
Well, that was at what, 3 o'clock? And it's 5 now.
It looks all right.
Yeah, it's looking good. I sure appreciate that.
No problem. It's not like
Saved me a lot of work.
Yeah, you can still be in Blender trying to design it, right, Ed?
Huh?
Said you can still be in Blender trying to design it.
Well, to be honest, this is my second attempt at it. I spent a few hours
10 minutes. I was laughing when I said I could do that in 5 minutes in Fusion. He goes, "Yeah, right. Let's race." It was like 5 minutes later. I was like, "Done." He's like, "No, you're not. You're kidding." It's like, "No, I'm done. It's done."
I would have told you that one. Don't bet on that one. He's done. I guarantee.
It's so ridiculously easy. I mean, that is like super easy in Fusion to do.
For you,
it's literally lay it out and then just extrude it.
I downloaded Fusion and I looked in it. I downloaded Fusion and looked at it, but I'm going to have to unlearn some of the habits that I started learning from Blender. I think because it's a little different.
Yeah, no. The first thing you do is just open up a sketch and start drawing, and then extrude it, and then you'll get it. Once you do that first sketch and then extrude, you'll be like, "Oh, okay, this makes sense."
Oh, so you got to do it in Sketch?
Yeah, you go up and you got it open right now.
I'll open it right now here.
Share your screen.
I clicked on Create.
Right through it. Do a screen share.
It says trial ends in 30 days, so I assume something will pop up.
Yeah, you can go and register it too.
Nah.
Okay, so I went into Create.
Yeah, no, create's very much like, because you can actually create like just like in Blender. It's a regular 3D direct manipulation. I want to say parametric, but it's not parametric. Direct manipulation of the facets. No, you want to just share your screen. So you can see it.
Let's see if I can figure out how to do that.
You go up into your chat window and there's a little side thing that says share screen. You got to go into the Hangouts window.
Says I am screen sharing.
Here you go.
Can you see it?
Yep. I'm going to lock you on. Present to everyone. Okay. Right there, where's that little thing on the left? Right there, the sketch. Yep. Right there. Click on that.
Create sketch, okay.
Okay. Now, you want to go over to your little block over on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Drag that around, and that'll move your 3D view around.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Good, because I was using the Shift key.
Now, if you go back over to that. See how it's like highlighted at the top?
Yeah.
Slide down a little bit. See how you got the corner?
Right.
You can go actually over into the corner between the X and the Z. Go over in the other corner. And you can click on corners and it'll directly bring you there.
Okay.
But you can actually click in a corner too. You're clicking on an edge corner. You can click right there. See how that corner highlighted? That'll bring you to a corner. So now you're basically upside down. You can always hit your home and it'll return you to a home view. See the little house? Boom, done.
Okay.
Now you got your 3 fields there. You have your X, your Y, and your Z.
Z, X, Y. Okay.
Yep. You almost always want to do everything on your Z, which is the bone on the bottom flat. No, go down to your little orange, your main window. See how you have the 3 orange windows and the 1 highlight? Yeah, that's your Z right there. If you click on that, it'll bring you into a flat above view thing. Now you are drafting. You're basically just drafting on a flat plane.
Okay.
So you go up to your sketch. You're going to use all that sketch menu. If you click on the word sketch up there, you'll get a whole pull down of stuff you can do. You can draw circles and lines and rectangles and pentagons and ellipses and slots and fillets and breaks and offsets and mirrors. And I mean, it was just select a circle. Go up to circle. There's 3 different types of circle. There's a pull from center circle. There's a 2-point circle, a 3-point circle, a tangent circle, and a 3-point tangent circle. The best thing for this is just start with a center point diameter circle. Click on your center icon. No, because you're going to want the one thing you're going to want to learn. Stop. Escape. Z. Start over. See that little centering mark right there in the middle of the whole field?
Yeah.
That's the center of the world.
Right.
You should always just start on the center of the world. So go up and select a circle again from the center. Go down and hover over that, and you'll see the icon slightly change. See how it got a green square around it?
Yeah.
You pull, you're going to be dead center on the world. And then you just drag out. Now you can type in whatever number you want. You wanted, what, 105 or whatever it was?
I lost
now
it.
you release. That's all right. No, watch this. Hit the D key, just the D key.
D David?
Yep. You've got a menu selected still. Just hit cancel or whatever. Or escape. All right, now hit D. See your icon's got a little measuring tool next to it? If you click on that circle and drag away. Click on that circle and now drag away.
Okay.
Now you can type in whatever diameter you want. Boom. And see how it's black outline, not blue?
Yeah.
That means you're locked.
Black is locked.
It's locked. You can't change that without actually changing the dimension. You can't grab the center point and move it around. It's locked to the center point of the world at 180 millimeters. Now, if you ever wanted to change that, all you have to do is double click on that 180. And you can pop in whatever number you want. It'll automatically change.
Okay.
And it'll pull for it. Now, because you have it locked to the center point, it'll always shrink down to that center point. If you don't lock it to that center point, it may go any old way it wants.
Right.
Now, just to make it simple, nope. Well, yeah, all right. Let's do a offset. Go down to offset right there.
Offset circle? What?
No, offset. Go all the way down to offset. See it right there?
Yeah.
I use just a ton. Click on that. Go back over to your circle, and just click on the outer edge. Now you can drag that out or type in a number, either one. So let's say you wanted it, 40 millimeters away.
Does it not do negatives?
No, you actually just pull it to the inside of the circle, and then it's a positive number. If you want to shrink it, see, and then you just type in a number, whatever number you want. It's always a positive number. It used to be weird. It's weird. It used to be a negative number.
Okay.
Now, let's just say you want to extrude it now. Click on that little where it says create up on the main menu. But you don't even have to go into that. See how it's got the icon already up there on the top? You can just click on that. Now go over to your circle. And see anything blue when you click on it? If you click on whatever turns blue, if you want an actual solid circle now, that's one thing. If you want a circle, click on the circle.
I don't understand.
You clicked on the center.
Oh,
click on the outside. See how it
I
turns
want
blue when you're hovering?
to take this circle and I want to end up with this ring.
You're right. See, right now, if you go over to your 3D block and swirl it around, you've already extruded something. Well, now you didn't. Yeah, go over to the ring. You're okay now.
Okay.
You not the line. You want the actual ring to extrude. See how that just turned blue? You want there. You go. Now click on that and just type in a number. Now you have a 25 millimeter extrusion. If you go over to your homing block, I just hit home now so you can see it. Boom, done. That's simple.
So where did that other thing go that was in the middle?
What?
The other circle.
Out there, you didn't extrude it. It's just a sketch.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you go over to see where it says document settings, names, views, origins, bodies, and sketches.
Yeah. If
you click on that sketch arrow, it'll drop down all your sketches, which you only have one of right now. Which is, see how it's blue? It's hidden in the sketch. If you want to see that sketch again, you just hit the little light bulb, make the light bulb yellow, and that sketch will pop back up. And it'll stay in view.
Okay. So where did this ring
you
go
want to
after
see
I
that sketch,
extruded
you got to have that light bulb on. Right now, it's off.
Right. So where's this extruded piece? It's not in sketches, right?
No, it's a body now. If you click
Now
on
it's
bodies, you've created a body from the sketch.
See, the terminology is different.
Yeah, but when you think about it, it all makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's
the sketch is just a flat plane. You know, a sketch is 2-dimensional. A body is 3-dimensional.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, and you said something about facets. Is that?
Yep. You click on where it says modify there, up on the main menu.
Yeah.
You click on that and scroll down. There's fillet. There's chamfers. There's grafts. A regular fillet is your rounding edge, all the way up to the top. You click on that. Now click on any edge, like right there, yep. And now you can type in a number or just drag it. And it will make a faucet. And again, I would go over, whenever I do that stuff, I always use that little home button, so I'm looking at home, you know, I'm not looking from above, I'm looking at a 3-dimensional object.
Right.
And you can see what it actually did.
So
now, I have a shortcut programmed into my mouse where I don't have to keep going over to that stupid block. I can just click and drag around, and I automatically go to the pivot, you know, pivot it into the world.
Right.
Which helps a lot. Now, all this, if you go down to the bottom of the screen, there's that little mini menu. Those are all control of the view of the world. That right there, that's your pivot the world.
Sorry.
Now, when you do that, that stays that way. You can't stop that until you clear that again. Or hit escape. I just hit escape. Yeah, see, now you want to get the window down there, right? The hand moves you around like you were just doing, which you must have a shortcut pre-programmed into your computer somewhere for that. You just did it without even doing it.
Well, when I first loaded it, it said using the center mouse button, you could do that.
Oh, all right. See, I don't have a
center mouse button,
and
then shift and center mouse button does this.
See, I'd reverse that because I use that more. I use the orbit more than I use the hand.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's exactly backwards to what Blender does, so I'm not used to it.
Yeah, but you can change that. You just go into preferences and change it.
Where's preferences?
I'm not sure. Are you on a Mac or you're on a PC?
PC.
Yeah, it's probably up in the menu preferences. Like right above the model, there's that little folded corner menu.
Right there?
Yeah.
File?
I think the preferences are in that, yeah. Well, on the Mac, it's just on the Mac menu.
What are you looking for?
It might be in your
What
Windows
do preferences do? What do preferences do?
They allow you to set your preferences.
Yeah, you set up left or right mouse button does what. And
oh, Okay,
your
yep.
color scheme and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, whether you want metric or universal, whether you want, you know.
Well, that's all done in the center of the screen, like, or it's done like if you want metric and stuff, it's the first dots up here on the top where you.
Yeah, you can change the file, but you can also change the preferences. So whenever you start a new one, it will always start in inches or millimeters or, feet, even if you want.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Question mark? Yeah, there you go. Preferences.
There you go. That's it. It's different on the Mac a little bit because it's just up in my main menu. And that stuff, again, the first thing I would do is go into the help menu and just let it walk you through the preferences, or go watch any YouTube about the preferences, and it'll walk you through what each of them does. Because the first thing, go to your graphics right there. Graphics. And I would turn off select display. I would, all right, you're all right. Better performance. Because you don't need a transparency effect unless you're working with like stuff you want glass and that kind of crap, and you want to be able to see through it while you're modeling, which makes no sense. Oh, change that Y up too. You want that Z up. I thought they changed that over.
That could be part of my problem.
Yeah, you want Z
I always
up.
have problems with that.
Yeah, because Z up is 3D printing. Y up is 3D animation. When I used to animate, everything was Y up. When you 3D print, everything's Z up.
That could be half the problem that I have. Why I can't get it to do crap.
Yep, that's probably why.
Because I'm looking at it as a 3D printer.
Right. Well, it will still work. Everything's exactly the same as you model. The problem is when you go to export it, the model will be like sideways when you go to bring it into your slicer. It won't be oriented properly. Other than that, it doesn't change anything in the actual modeling.
Oh, okay.
You don't deal with vertices, edges, and faces in here.
No, you do that all.
There are no vertices, edges, or faces. You're working in a CAD. You're not working in a faceted segment. Now, that stupid little purple square up there that's in the middle of the create triangle, that you do deal with vertices, points, right? If you were to open that and start working in that, that's direct manipulation of the 3D panel. That's sculpting, just like the other one. Now, you can't sculpt an existing model. You got to do all kinds of conversion to bring that into sculpt. Those you can't edit that.
Convert it to a mesh or something?
Yeah, you have to convert it to a mesh and blah, 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 and do all kinds of things. So you want to go back to modeling.
That means he has no freaking idea.
Yeah.
That's what blah, blah, blah means.
I haven't. I've actually played in it, but not very often. Just go back to modeling.
The back arrow above, right next to the disc. Back arrow.
How do I go back to
Right there, hit sculpt, and just scroll down to modeling. Model. And that'll bring it back into the other form.
Okay.
Because those are all the things it can do. It can actually do everything. They're different modeling programs. One of them's modeling in CAD. One of them's modeling in, Vertex. One of them is sheet metal. One of them is rendering. One of them is animation. One of them is simulation. One of them is CAM. CAM is for CNC machines. And one of them is drawing, so you can make actual, like, drafting architectural drawings if you want.
Right.
Fusion does all of those, but they're all different. And they really don't interact very well to each other. They can, but you have to keep converting the file back and forth, and it gets kind of scrambled doing it.
See, that's one of the reasons I like Blender is because it has all those too, and they all are seamless with each other.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It only has the one. It's just sculpting.
What is?
Blender. Blender is the equivalent of sculpting for Fusion. You are now CAD drawing. You can't CAD draw in Blender. It doesn't do it. In other words, you can't draw a sketch and then extrude it.
Yes, I can.
Well, you can, but it's not the same.
No, it's not the same for sure.
You're extruding it like you are in facets. You're not extruding it as a solid. That's a solid object you just extruded. If you were to do it in Blender, it'd be hollow. It actually has 4 faces. If you extrude a block in Blender, cube that you think has 8 faces, in Blender it has 16. It has an internal and an external.
Right.
When you CAD draw it, there is only external. There is no internal, which is actually better for 3D printing because the 3D printer doesn't want an internal face. It wants a solid object.
So when you designed this, then you just went here and somehow exported the STL?
Yeah. If you go over to bodies and open that body's little control down, right click on that body. Right down there in the middle, it says save as STL. Boom, done.
Yeah, but how do you get it out of there then? I tried that.
It saves it to your desktop or wherever you save it to.
Well, that's pretty cool. And you don't have to worry about all these flipped faces and non-manifold and all that stuff.
That's my point. Is anything coming out of Fusion is going to be a clean file. None of your slices are going to have to fix them because it's a solid object. It's not a manifold object. It has no internal faces. It's only external faces, which is good for slicers and 3D printers.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. I've got one that I have been working on for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to you too, Rover. You're still
And
there.
it's got some issues with it. Is there a way that I can import it from Blender as an STL file and then this thing fix it?
No, but yes. Not easily. You can export it as an STL or an object file, and you can import them, but it basically goes into the sculpting mode, and then you have to take the mesh and bring it over to a bitmap, and then you can make it a solid. The problem is it's going to make that solid with the internal faces, because the internal faces are part of the model.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you can do it. It's just you have to go through like 10 steps, importing and converting, and it's never very clean.
Right.
If it's a simple object,
it's not.
You're better off just starting in Fusion because it's definitely faster, easier, and cleaner. You just build it in Fusion. What is it? What are you trying to build?
You're looking at my screen right now, right?
Yeah, but do you have the whole screen or just Fusion? Oh no, you have your whole screen.
Hang on a second.
Infinity and beyond. I'll open.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if I was in 7.9 or 2.79 or 2.8. I'm in 2.8. So let me see here. Coat of arms. See if I can remember which one was the best one.
Can you list it as date edited? And it's usually the last one you edited is the best one.
I don't know.
On the Mac, I automatically have everything listed as date edited. That way, the last one is always on top.
Spots, Adkins. Checkpoint spots, checkpoint flag. Probably this one.
Holy crap.
Nice.
Now I have not. Do what?
Did you do all that?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't draw it.
Yeah, you're just tracing it basically, right?
Well, no, I went in and I got I got the shield from Thingiverse, and then I went on GitHub and probably got the Fighting Lions and different things like that, and then I merged them together.
Okay.
When I did that, I got all kinds of crazy non-manifold things where these feet and everything are joining. But it actually looks a lot better in 2.8 than it did in 2.79.
Well, that's 2.8 will fix it too. Because you know what else you do? Is that? Are you considering that done?
Well, once I get it manifold enough to print.
All right. Here's the other catch. download Idea Maker, import it into Idea Maker, and let Idea Maker fix it.
Idea Maker.
Idea
Is that
Maker.
free?
Yep, the free slicer from Raise 3D.
And it will tell you that it has problems. It will tell you that it has problems, and it won't let you do nothing until you fix it.
Yep. Won't even let you slice it until you fix it, and it will fix it. And something that complicated, it might take a while.
Yeah.
It might crunch on it for half an hour, but when it'll be a perfect file. It'll look beautiful.
Okay, good deal.
And Idea Maker's free, and honestly, it's all I'm using for a slicer anymore.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know why I'm
Idea Maker now. These were all done in Idea Maker. Everything I've sliced or done in the last 2 weeks I printed with Idea Maker.
And once you learn Idea Maker, Ed, you'll love it.
Yeah. Have you used Simplified 3D at all?
I tried it, but it just didn't feel normal to me.
Okay. Well, see, Idea Maker is not going to feel normal either then.
No, but it doesn't matter. I got to learn
Simplified 3D. The original coder for Simplify 3D bailed on them because he didn't like the company or some crap. I don't know the exact details, but basically Raise 3D hired him to make a slicer for them. And he basically just remodeled Simplify 3D because he actually owned all the code rights because he wrote it all. And they just updated it. No.
No?
Not Matter Hackers. You want the Raise 3D right there.
This one?
Yep. Just get Idea Maker. And they just redid that, October 31st. And they fixed everything. I mean, all the problems I was having for them. And that's the other thing I like about them. Back in probably June, July, I was bitching because the toolpaths were wrong and there were some other issues with it. And you just go on their forums. And they're like, okay, we'll check it out. And they're like, wrote me back and they said, yep, we agree. That's not a great idea. We'll fix that. And boom, 2 months later, it was fixed. There was 87 updates to the app in this last update.
87 updates.
87 fixes, updates, changes. 87. And that's the third update this year. How many have Simplified 3D done? One in like 4 years?
Well, I'm still on Cura 3.0 because I don't get any better prints out of any of the newer versions. So,
well, the newer versions have some advantages. They're not better. They're new features.
Yeah,
there's really nothing better.
I think I found the settings that I had jacked up, so I just haven't got around to updating to the new one again and fixing the settings.
And you don't even have to dick around with installing this anymore because when they first came out with this, it was for Raise 3D printers, and you could use it on other printers, but you had to kind of choose a Raise 3D printer and then modify it to fit your printer. Yeah. Where now they actually have an other now.
Yeah. Anybody need a dog carcass?
No.
Uh-oh. What happened?
On the couch.
They went outside and decided that the possum that was underneath the shed did not need to be there anymore.
Puppy.
And not only did they have mud from head to toe and about 3 inches thick in mud from trying to get underneath the damn shed.
Infinity and beyond. Can't help it. Every time I see that, I got to say that.
They were also covered in blood because they killed it.
That is, they should make that like a permanent part of like Windows and Mac. You know how they like have Windows slowly go off to the side when you close and stuff? I think they should do that infinity disappearance. I think that's a cool effect. Why did you stop screen sharing? I want to see you fire up Idea Maker.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
I was going to just walk you through it because it is a little wonky the first time you open it and set it up. It's a lot easier than it used to be, but it's still a little. Yeah, go down to other. There actually is others now, all the way at the bottom. There never used to be that. Now you just type in your printer name. And the only still wonky thing you're going to want to do is go into advanced and make sure you make it a 1.75 because like Cura, all their printers are 3.0.
defaults to 3.0 and filament.
Yeah, because all their printers are 3.0.
Do you remember my numbers? 240 or 250 or 230 or
What is it?
my X and Y and Z build?
Yeah, what printer is it?
Ender 3.
Ender 3.
Oh, it's like I would put like 210.
235, 235, 250.
Yeah, so I would put 230 and give yourself a, you know what I mean? I always give myself that 5mm clearance in case something didn't line up right.
That's what you use a broom for. Or a skirt.
And that's your distance from clearance. You can actually make that 0 because you just gave yourself 5mm.
Okay.
You're using firmware, Marlin.
Anywhere, Marlin.
Your primary extruder is going to be a PLA 1.75. It's going to ask for an Erase 3D, but just make it Erase 3D PLA. Right there at the top, yep. I don't know why you can't just leave it as Erase 3D or PLA, but now you can adjust all your too. I would cap your heated bed at 90 for the Ender 3 because if you try and get that thing up to 110, you'll probably burn your house down.
Yeah.
I got another screen.
And I would cap that at 245 or 250.
Yeah, don't put it around.
And later on, you're going to want to go back and see that omit raise touch specific G codes.
Yeah.
There's M1000 and M2000, and I don't remember exactly how it works. It actually automatically emits them now, sort of. I haven't had to edit that again, but you used to have to actually tell it to go in there and not deal with the M1000, M2000. Now, I didn't do it this last time, and it's not doing it because it gives you a weird like start code that you don't want. But I didn't have to do it, so I wouldn't worry about it yet.
Is this some kind of offset, or is this something I got to set?
Yeah. No, those are fine. Those are overrides. If you want to override your firmware's E-steps, like if you were to put a new extruder in and you don't want to upload the firmware, you can go in there and change your E-steps or calibrate your extruder, find out what it is, and then go in and edit your firmware.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's an override.
You can tweak it there.
Yep.
So I'm ready to hit OK?
Yep. Now it's going to walk you through and double check all those settings you just put in. Make sure, that way you know you've got them all right. And that be it, baby. Those are all the updates in this last release.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet. I got to do that. I do.
They did a lot. Add.
Okay. So now I just open.
Nope. Go over to add. That big block right there in the middle.
Here?
Nope. Look at the top menu. You got view and add. Oh, yeah. There you go. Add the STL. You can add an STL or an object. It'll take object files. It takes SMPTs or whatever it is that like the form bots or whatever take. It takes them all.
It's not connected. Oh, man, I got to connect.
Yeah, see that coat of arm STL you just had there.
That wasn't it.
Oh, all right. I just wanted to see it, but sure.
This one?
Whatever you want. Go ahead.
They're all the same. They're just first version to second version, and I don't remember where I put them. Hang on a second.
Oh, you haven't. They're still Blender files, aren't you? You never exported them as STLs, did you?
Yeah, that's right.
You might have to export them as STLs from Blender.
Yeah, you're right. All right, let me try
Blender
that.
gives it its own file format. And you never know. Actually, I never tried it. That thing might actually import Blender files. Leave as STL. Or wavefront object. Just so you know, a wavefront object actually has more detail. It will be a much larger file. It'll be a much smaller final item. The item is smaller in object. It doesn't stay but it'll have more detail. Now it'll also be a much larger file, size on your hard drive. It'll be a smaller actual file item when you import it into because there's no set dimensions with object. An object doesn't know what an inch is or a millimeter or anything. It just does it by its faucets. But there'll be more detail with object over STL.
Whoops, I didn't want to do that,
It
did
don't
I?
matter. It'll open it too. It's just add actually tells it to. It doesn't have to crunch and think about what it's adding. It just knows to import it as a. When it gets in there on the very bottom, you'll see information on it. See how it's got the little orange warning sign? That tells you that's a bad file.
I don't see it.
Dimensions, there's 654,000 faucets. If you go up to the very top, there's a little wrench with a plus that says repair. Click on that. Say go right ahead.
Can I rotate this down to the plate somehow?
You don't need to, but go ahead. Yeah, just look at it and go over. Actually, go ahead because then you'll learn. All your controls are all those menu icons up there on the top. You have add, delete, view, pan, move, rotate. Move is just moving it left to right. Rotate will actually rotate it. And you can actually just click one of those little gears. See that it's got the red and blue and green gear next to the dimensions in that window?
Yeah.
You can just click on those and it'll do automatic 45-degree or 90-degree rotations. There you go. And then you can say make center on platform. You don't even have to move it. Just go over to that window and make center on platform. Boom, done.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. And then hit repair. Now you actually have to select it again. You have to have it selected.
Okay.
And then hit repair. And it'll crunch on it. And it doesn't go that fast. That is an auto scroll. It may do that 1,000 times.
I don't care if it works.
Yeah. I've literally had some take a half an hour. I almost bailed on it thinking it crashed, but I let it go and I went off and did other things. When I came back, it was all fixed. And I actually originally, when I started using it, I used to, because you can save it after you repair it in here, you can export that STL back out. You don't have to use IdeaMaker to slice it. If you'd rather use it,
I can edit it some more?
Huh?
Can I edit it more?
Not in IdeaMaker.
No, but I can export it and then go back in and put the guy's name.
Yeah, actually, you probably can. You can probably edit it. You bring it right back into Blender and edit the STL that's been repaired.
Cool.
Out. Till after you're through.
Yeah, I'm going to go make the pork one, I
There's
think.
lots of lemons and limes on the
What do I want lemons and limes for?
Lemons and limes on. That's what you use.
Actually, I was thinking, yeah, I know. I don't. Well, I can. I was actually thinking I got a new recipe and they say slice it all up into like cutlets and fry it. That actually sounded good.
How about with rice?
We don't have any.
20 pounds.
Yeah, that jasmine nasty
No,
stuff.
no. The big bucket in front of us full of 20 pounds of rice.
Yeah, but you got that. Yeah,
No, dear,
that's fine.
Regular Carolina rice.
All right. Oh, would you just buy more? Because we actually, no matter think about it, we still have some of the long grain from the last time that you bought.
No, one of the kids came with a pound because they thought there was no rice. I said, there's 20 pounds sitting in the plastic container right in front of you. I just sealed it up so we.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I'll go make dinner in a minute.
I do not like to share things with people.
Yes, you're very loud and obnoxious. Thank you.
I've been enjoying your conversation all the way downstairs.
That's because we're doing this. It might take a while.
We have an hour or so.
I have a feeling that's going to take like a half hour because there is a lot of detail in that, if not more. I mean, it could literally take an hour for it to repair it. And that's the only thing I don't like. There's no true progress on it. You get that, and that's it. That's the only thing I got to say that I wish they'd change. Yeah, whatever. That's the only thing I don't like about the repair function is there's no indication what they're doing. The other thing you can do is just port it into Mesh Mixer and fix it. It'll fix it.
I tried Mesh Mixer. Mesh Mixer didn't fix it.
How did it not fix it?
I don't remember, but I remember running it through Mesh Mixer.
What did you try and do in Mesh Mixer?
I don't remember.
All you got to do is click Make Solid. Boom, done. It'll lock them all together and make it a solid. And again, it'll sit here. It may take it a half an hour. Mesh Mixer I've had to take a while. I don't think it does a cleaner file. I think Idea Maker actually makes a cleaner file when said and done, but it definitely takes longer. Mesh Mixer does a boatload faster.
Well, Tom, you have turned my world upside down. Now I got to start from ground zero again.
Why?
But that's okay.
You're not at ground zero. You're at ground. You're at level 20 now automatically, just because you got the right stuff to do the job.
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm loving this.
You were down in a cave working down before. You're way above ground zero.
Like that fast, huh? You gotta go roll in the mud again.
Well, I'm probably going to bail on this thing, so you guys are all going to get lost.
No.
I suppose I could just leave it running, huh?
Yeah, we close it. When we close it, it will stop. You know what I mean?
Holiday flash sale on.
You close your window for Google not Google Hangout. Yeah, you close your Google Hangout and you close your YouTube.
Yeah,
you stay on.
The Hangout will survive as long as there's two people out.
Yeah.
If I close my Google Hangout window, everybody goes away, doesn't it? It quits the Hangout.
Nope.
Really?
We can be here tomorrow yet.
Yeah, if
you on.
Close out, we can
We'll just turn the TV off, and then I don't have to listen to your see your asses. How much longer has that thing got to print?
Probably about another 45 minutes.
Oh, you put freaking supports in there. They probably
40.
didn't need it.
Yeah, I put it at 40%.
Because it's only a 2mm overhang. It should be able to do that and just bridge it.
Oh, you mean supports. You're talking about not infill supports.
Yeah, no. It's got supports in that lip. Not that it matters, because you're just going to be clipping that lip onto something.
See, now I wonder, can I do Google Hangouts on my TV with the Roku? That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. I do the Google Hangouts on my TV. I can't participate, but I can view it.
Yeah.
Through Comcast. You do it right through the Comcast TV bullshit stuff.
Yeah, I get it through the Amazon TV.
Yep, I can do it through the Amazon too.
You can do Google Hangouts through that?
Yep.
I have a Fire Stick.
There's a YouTube and a Google Hangouts app for Comcast.
Yeah.
If you go up into the menus and you go up into the sidebars and you go into apps, there's all that stuff. There's Amazon now. The Amazon Prime is part of Comcast.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because they did
that last week.
The Google Hangout thing of it. Yeah.
Amazon Prime, YouTube, Google Hangouts. You can't really participate. You can only view.
Yeah, you can only see and listen to it. But
right.
Well, it depends how smart your TV is.
Well, from what I understand, you can actually, if you do have a USB port on your TV, you can plug a mic and stuff in.
Well, they're
saying
I don't
know how it works.
The better remotes, you'll be able to push the talk on the remotes with the mic button.
Yeah, well, mine's got that, but it just listens and then it does a command. It's only a command unit.
Yeah, but my Roku, if I don't plug it into the TV, I can plug a camera into there. And I should be able to get it.
I don't know. It's all in there. I haven't really played with it. I watch YouTube every once in a while on it, like when Walter's on there and I'm making dinner or something. I'll watch it, or Fun King, or whoever, 3D Printing Nerd, Angus, any of those guys. If they're doing like a live stream or something, and I got to make dinner, like right now, I'll go down the stairs and watch it on YouTube. Like right now, I'm gonna go downstairs. So don't you guys do anything crazy on my live stream, because I'll be watching.
Well, shut it off.
The man will be viewing.
You can shut the live stream off and we'd still be here. It doesn't.
I don't care about that.
Yeah.
You can hang out and do whatever you want. Just don't
Well, no, I mean,
Don't do like we did last night. I
even if you shut your Google,
had to delete that video. I started watching that. I'm like, no, I can't leave that. We got nasty at the end.
Yeah. I don't know how long I'm going to be on, so
yeah, I'm gonna have to jump off here in about 5 minutes.
yeah, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll just kill it then.
Yeah, so I'm not going to be on and on.
I think Ed should come back on and just have a live stream of his little print here printing.
It'll be done soon.
You know, it's just funny. When I first started doing the live streams, that's what I was doing. I was actually doing it through a Facebook. You cannot believe how many people will sit there and watch a printer print.
Yeah.
I just did it on Facebook as a joke in the 3D printing thing one day.
Mm-hmm.
And it started out, it was like 17, 20 people, you know, and they were kind of like typing in the chat and like, oh, that's cute and everything. I just walked away. Like an hour later, there's like 150 people just watching my printer go round and round and round.
Really?
Yeah. Not chatting or nothing. None of them were even chatting to each other. It was just 150 viewers just watching it go round and round and round. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, I can do that for 5 or 10 minutes, especially when it's my print and I'm, you know, kind of interested in what I'm printing and I want to watch it and everything. But to just sit there and stare at that freaking thing going around, it's like, why?
I'll do it.
I did it when I first got the printer a few times. It's cool to watch.
I watch James printer go around and around all the time.
I can't do that. That's just too boring and monotonous waste of my time. I got too much crap to do.
Kind of like watching paint dry.
Yeah, it's exactly like watching paint dry.
Yeah.
It's like watching a plant grow.
What's wrong with that now?
Well, it all depends on if it's paint.
You got a lifetime to wait for the tree to grow. I don't have 50 years to sit there and stare at the tree growing.
Mm-hmm.
I do like watching time lapses though. There was a couple of nature time lapses I saw where they just put a camera and plugged it in and left it like, you know, as bamboo was growing and stuff like that. And it's kind of cool to watch the time lapse.
I was watching a one time lapse. They had it on a bald eagle nest.
Yeah.
And they had it where you see them laying the eggs and then all the way through the chicks and stuff. It was pretty neat.
Yeah. Yeah, it is neat. Especially when it takes like 3 minutes. Not 30 days.
Not 5 hours.
Man, you guys just don't have no sense of fun.
No, we have a sense of time and the use of our time and the waste of our time.
I've got good waste of time, man.
Yeah, you are a waste of time.
You know what? The funny thing is, you guys hang out with me all day long.
Yep.
Yeah, we do. But I leave you in the background and do things.
Yeah, well.
I don't just sit there and stare at the screen.
Sure.
Although I kind of did today and last night. Last night I sat and stared at the screen. I didn't even print much last night. I just drank.
Now, the really bad part is when we join Mike in his stream and sit here while he sleeps on camera.
That's only happened a couple times.
Oh, and Joe Mike? Yeah, you've done it a couple times too, actually. I've seen you do it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's only happened to me a couple times.
I remember it happening there about a month ago. We were sitting there chatting away, and all of a sudden your head was on your forehead hit the table.
Didn't I?
What's that?
Wednesday I fell asleep, didn't I? Or was it Monday?
Wednesday.
I don't remember which day, but it was recent.
Yeah, it was Wednesday I fell asleep. I'm just glad I don't snore like my wife. God damn.
And one day I fell right asleep in your coffee.
Yeah, done that. Yeah, I spilt it all over.
I was sleeping right in the spilled coffee.
Well, I'm going to go make dinner.
Hey, it's done.
Yeah.
What's done? Oh, show us your screen.
All right.
I want to see what it looks like. How long did it take? 10 minutes?
Yeah, it wasn't long, really.
Yeah. And honestly, if you set that slicer up in the first couple of prints, like any slicer, you're going to have to tweak it, you know, for your printer. But honestly, I'm getting the best prints I've ever gotten with the least amount of headache out of Idea Maker now. The last 2 fixes they've done have just been incredible on making it better. Why am I looking at photos? I don't care about your damn photos.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Hang on. I thought I brought it up.
No, you got photos up.
Hang on.
We're hanging.
That's
And
not
hanging.
photos. That's my
Desktop.
soft light. That's my 70-inch TV that I put on a blank canvas for white light.
Oh.
All right. I picked screen share.
You need to do desktop or just do the Idea Maker window.
I
You can
got
actually
you.
choose the application. Oh, yeah, he did desktop. It still says the model's bad, though.
You might have to do it again.
It should have given you a message. Did it give you an error message that it couldn't fix it? Which I have never seen.
Shortcuts? No, it says 5,211 non-manifold edges.
Yeah, because it's still got because it'll be that little orange warning sign will turn green if it's fixed. Try it again.
Try it again. Select it. Repair.
When in doubt, try again.
That should turn green. That little warning sign will turn green if it repaired it. I've never not had it repair my model.
Oh, I have.
Never had Idea Maker not repair a model. But then most of my models are pretty damn good in the first place.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
No, I just, I always use like Fusion or something. The only time I get bad models now is when I bring them in from Tinkercad. Tinkercad produces bad models.
It gives me some options. It's had to have repaired a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, because it was a lot less. Wasn't it like 10,000 bad faucets?
Oh, yeah. It was wicked bad.
So maybe I've had enough. I'm going to take a break. Come back to me in a minute. Well, I'm going to bail. This thing shuts down. It shuts down.
Okay.
Put it on Twitter.
Thanks, Tom.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
See you.
No.
Now. That's all I can hear is Don saying that all the time. I catch myself saying it all the time. I don't do it.
TK's trying to get a word in and nobody's watching.
Oh, hi, TK.
No, I don't have the YouTube window open, so.
Yeah, I kind of do somewhere. Hi, TK. Sorry.
Sorry about that, TK. I just got hang on to it.
Not my stream, not my job.
My job, man, not my job.
Yeah, that's Tom's job. That's why I quit streaming. I was done with the chat.
Yeah, so if anybody needs any science projects for dissection, I got 3 dogs here.
Yeah, there you go. Your wife would kill you and you'd kill yourself.
She wanted to kill the dogs. They come in, were covered with mud, and brought it all through the house.
Well, you have your dogs. You'll have that. I got my big ass 37-inch TV now to monitor if I want it.
Yeah, you got white fur. There wasn't a white fur spot on you. No. Yeah, you didn't have one spot of white fur on your whole body, did you?
That's nice.
No, I don't want to hug you. No. I'm still mad at you.
Come on, Dad. Give me kisses. I smell like dead raccoon. Or possum. Sorry. You're right? Mouth off.
But this one was half mud and half blood. Hell, nasty possum blood all over you, didn't it?
This must come over here.
So that's the second possum they've killed in the past 3 months. I know. Yeah, I know. Stop.
They got the taste, you know.
Is there a way for me to take this presenter mode thing off?
Yeah, up on top. Top present, or no.
No, you're in presenting zone.
Yeah, Tom's gone. Tom's got to take you off, I think. You can go try clicking on yourself. Or you put yourself on present, right?
No, I shared screen. I turned that off.
Try to go down to your picture down on the bottom.
Yeah.
And go to the arrow. See if you can see stop presenting. And click on it and see.
Since he's gone, you might be able to click on it and stop presenting.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Mm-hmm. We forgot about that part. I know how that is. I do that all the time, forget about that stuff. Well, you guys know that.
I'm trying to see if I can.
Tom, come get head off present.
My brain's on overloads. Too many new software packages and too many new ideas.
Fun, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Ed, you're stuck on present mode.
Yeah, well.
Right?
It could be worse.
Oh, stop.
He could be like usual and be on ignore mode. No. Should have done all this before I put this in here. Bending over stuff is not good for my back.
I do have a feeling that I'm going to have to eat my words. I think that Fusion 360, if I get used to it a little bit, I may like it better than Blender.